They say there's a way to rest that doesn't just recharge you, it rebuilds you, quietly, powerfully, the kind of rest that makes people stop and stare when you walk in. Sound crazy? It's real, and no one's talking about it. Stick around and hit subscribe to find out how. You've probably heard it your whole life. Some version of keep pushing, don't stop, grind until it's done. Somewhere along the way, we were all taught that if you slow down, you'll fall behind. That rest is something you earn only after you've exhausted every drop of your energy. But what if that's a lie? Think about it. Most people don't actually rest. They just pause their productivity long enough to feel guilty about it. Like, if you're not constantly busy, you must be lazy. So now, even our downtime isn't restful. It's filled with stress, noise, and distraction. You're off, but your brain is still on, and it's running in a million directions. And here's the twist. What if the thing that's really holding you back isn't doing too little, but never actually stopping? Stick with me, because what you're about to hear might just flip everything you thought you knew about rest, and why mastering it could make you a force to be reckoned with. Let's talk about something no one likes to admit. We are exhausted, not just sleepy, mentally, emotionally, physically drained. The kind of tired where you wake up feeling like you never even close your eyes. You move through your day like you're stuck in a loop, barely present, constantly reacting. And the worst part? It's become normal. We've replaced real rest with endless stimulation. You ever find yourself scrolling through 5 apps while half watching a show and eating at the same time? You're not resting, you're avoiding it, numbing, distracting. Our minds don't get quieter when we stop, they get louder. So we drown them out with more noise, hoping the burnout will go away on its own. Spoiler, it won't. Real rest? That's become rare. But there's something powerful waiting on the other side of stillness. Something that can actually restore you. And to show you what I mean, let me tell you a story. There once was a young man, strong, determined, who wanted to be the best woodcutter in his village. He trained daily, sharpened his axe, and worked harder than anyone else. One day, he challenged an older, seasoned lumberjack to a competition. From sunrise to sunset, whoever chopped the most wood wins. The young man didn't waste a second. From the first light of morning, he swung his axe non-stop. Sweat pouring, muscles burning, not a single break. Every time he glanced over, he saw the old man sitting down, sometimes sipping tea, sometimes just resting. Once, he even looked like he was napping. By sunset, the young man was sure he had won. No way someone who took so many breaks could keep up. But when the wood was weighed, the older man had chopped more. Way more. Shocked, the young man asked, "How? I never stopped? And you? You were sitting half the time." The old man smiled. "Yes, but every time I sat down, I sharpened my axe." Boom. That one line, it lives rent-free in my head. Because rest isn't a weakness. It's a strategy. The sharper your mind, your focus, your presence, the more powerful your actions become. Now, here's the thing. Most of us know we're tired. We feel it, we say it, but we still don't rest. Why? Because real rest requires us to slow down. And that means facing ourselves. No distractions, no noise, just us. And that can be uncomfortable. It's easier to stay busy, to fill every empty moment with a task, a notification, a new tab. We're not just addicted to productivity, we're terrified of being still. Why? Because deep down, we've tied our value to how much we can produce. If you're not doing something, you feel like you're failing. If you rest, you worry you're falling behind. We even try to rest in ways that still look productive. I'll just scroll while I eat. Let me catch up on emails in bed. I'll relax, but only after I finish these 10 things. And then we wonder why we still feel empty. Real rest isn't about being unproductive. It's about reconnecting with your own thoughts, your own body, your own peace. But what does that even look like? Let's redefine rest. I'm not talking about collapsing on the couch after a long day while your brain plays ping pong between messages and memes. I'm talking about rest that restores. Sometimes it's 15 minutes of quiet in the morning, before you pick up your phone. Sometimes it's walking without a podcast, just listening to the world around you. It could be eating a meal without a screen in front of you, or saying by the tongue, "I'm not available right now," and not feeling the need to explain why. Real rest is simple, but powerful. It's presence. It's space to breathe. It's silence where you remember who you are again. And the transformation, it's real. You stop running on fumes. You start thinking clearly. You stop overreacting to everything. You start feeling grounded, even when things around you are chaotic. You don't have to wait for a 2-week vacation. Rest can be built into your life, every day, in small, intentional ways. But here's the thing, rest doesn't just happen. You have to choose it. You won't accidentally stumble into a well-rested life. Rest isn't what's left over after the chaos. It's what you build into your schedule on purpose. And yes, that means saying no. Yes, that means turning things off. And yes, it means doing things that might look lazy to people still stuck in the grind mindset. But here's what most people don't realize. Rest isn't time wasted. It's time invested in the most important tool you have, you. You wouldn't wait until you're dehydrated and dizzy to take a sip of water, right? So why wait until you're completely burned out to care for your mind and body? Protecting your peace is not a luxury, it's a necessity. And once you start doing it, people will notice. Not because you're doing less, but because you're showing up with more. More energy, more clarity, more strength. Because you've been sharpening your axe. This is the shift that nobody talks about. Real rest isn't just about feeling less tired, it changes you. Not on the surface, but in the core of how you show up in the world. Rested you is sharp. Rested you pays attention. Rested you walks into rooms with quiet confidence instead of nervous energy. You stop bracing for impact all the time. You stop snapping at the smallest things. Have you ever noticed how everything feels like a crisis when you're exhausted? One message, one unexpected email, one offhand comment can feel like the end of the world. But when you're rested, you breathe, you pause, you choose your response. That's the power of clarity, and rest gives it to you. When you give your mind space to breathe, your thoughts stop racing. You're not constantly trying to catch up, fix, remember, perform. Instead, you're fully here. You start hearing people better, understanding yourself more clearly, and even noticing the small joys again. The sunlight on your floor, the way coffee smells in the morning, how good it feels just to laugh. And that's presence. And presence is powerful. It changes the way you relate to others. You stop people-pleasing out of guilt or fear. You stop saying yes when everything inside you is begging for a no. You stop trying to prove your worth by being everything for everyone. Instead, you become someone who can sit in the tension. Someone who can say, "Let me get back to you on that," instead of rushing to overextend yourself. Someone who pauses to reflect before reacting. Rested you has boundaries. Rested you isn't afraid to unplug. Rested you isn't shaken by every comment, every request, every change in plans. You're not just showing up, you're leading your own life again. Think about that. When's the last time you felt in control? Not of the outside world, but of yourself. Your energy, your thoughts, your pace. Because that version of you, the one who's grounded, focused, fully present, that version is rare. And rare is powerful. Rare is magnetic. People will notice the difference. They'll ask if you've changed something, and you'll smile and say, "I just started resting." For real. Here's the crazy thing. The more you rest, the more effective you become. It's not about doing less. It's about doing things that actually matter, from a place of calm clarity instead of frantic survival. You'll start making better decisions, not rushed ones. You'll create more meaning, not just more noise. And the stuff that used to drain you, suddenly it doesn't even deserve your energy. You're not behind anymore. You're aligned. What's one way you can choose real rest today? Maybe it's 5 minutes of silence. Maybe it's putting your phone down during lunch. Maybe it's not replying to that message right away. Maybe it's simply closing your eyes and breathing on purpose. Whatever it is, do it. Not as a reward for pushing yourself to the edge, but as an act of strength. As a reminder that your value isn't tied to how busy you are. And when you do it, notice how you feel. Lighter, clearer, more alive. That's no accident. Now I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below. What does real rest look like for you? When was the last time you felt truly awake? Not just not tired, but fully alive. If this resonated with you, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe for more soul-level content like this, and share it with someone who needs this reminder today.